So here we are again talking about these two cameras, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and the DJI Osmo Action 6. But in today's video we're going to talk about them in a different perspective, because I've been seeing recently lots of comments, lots of hate comments, lots of battles between the fanboys of these two cameras on the comment section, not only on my videos but on everyone else's video. And there are huge conversations, huge discussions and huge battles also when it comes to pixel peeping. So for me, this video is going to be for those who would like to pixel peep on the images, on the footage coming out of these two cameras. Let us start. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm Photorabs, a portrait photographer based in France, and I like creating content about action cams, vlogging kits, and anything related to this word, photography, filmmaking, content creation. If you are interested in these topics, I highly appreciate if you go subscribe to my channel. That's a massive help for me. I activated recently on my channel the member zone where you can ask all your questions about the gears that I showcase on my channel, and I'll make dedicated videos to answer your questions and to make videos, tutorials, and to help you out in your concerns. In today's video, I'm going to talk once again about these two. It's not because this is a hot topic, well actually it is, but lots of people are pixel peeping on these cameras. These are tiny sensors. Keep that in mind. These are very small sensors compared to my full frame that I have there that's not recording, to my APS-Cs that I have here. So yeah, these sensors are so small and people are pixel peeping. That means that they are zooming like 300, 400, 500% to check every single pixel on the image, on the footage, whether the camera is on a bike ride or I don't know, whether it is standing still. So for me, this is not about that when it comes to these cameras. If you bring one of these cameras with you, that means that you'd like to enjoy your moment. That means that you'd like to get nice footage out of these cameras. That means that you enjoy the user experience you have with one of these cameras, or even with both of them in my situation. But is it really important to zoom at 300 or 400% on whatever you capture with these? So for me, to be honest, the whole reason of having these kind of cameras is to have fun with them, is to be able to record quickly without tweaking lots of settings every now and then, every single moment where the light is changing or anything, you know. So for me, these cameras should perform really well out of the box, and I care less about these 300 or 400% zoom on the footage, on the photos, because for me this is a complete nonsense. And during this video, throughout of this video, I'll be sharing some personal experiences, not only with these cameras but with some other cameras. So for example, now I'm recording with my FX30 here and the A6700, both cameras from Sony, both APS-C, somehow the same sensor. And by the way, the most important purchase that I made for my rig, for my setup this year and throughout of the last couple of years is this beast here, the FX30, because it never overheated when I'm recording. Because basically when I record my videos here in my new studio, I keep them running all the time, and often this A6700 overheats and I have to get that Yolandi cooling fan on the backside to like cool it down a little bit. But this one is a beast, the FX30. On this side I have the ZV-E1 that is not turning now, that's not running, it's not rolling. I have it here, I can put it on top so I can record some top-down shots. I use this one for the top-down shots, even though it's a killer here, but because I don't have much light on the table. And this one is a beast of low light. And this is why I want to mention it in this video, because even though this is a full frame with 12 megapixel sensor, this is an APS-C with I think 24 or 26 megapixel sensor. But when I zoom on these images, I feel that in lots of conditions the A6700 gives me a better result compared to the ZV-E1. But in real life, in low light conditions, the ZV-E1 handles the high ISO way better than these two here. Let's be honest, even though this is a full frame, this is APS-C, but yeah, when you zoom in, when you go 300%, of course I have more sharpness, more details on these two compared to the ZVE1, but the overall image is more pleasant on the ZVE1. I don't know if you know what I mean here. So this is the whole difference between shooting for fun, shooting for the joy of shooting, and shooting for spreadsheets, for like filling some paperwork, filling some Excel sheets, and yeah, you know, making these kind of number comparisons. For me, this is not about that. I can enjoy shooting with my Fuji, which has lower like autofocus speed compared to these Sony cameras, but I love the colors out of that Fuji, even though it's an APS-C, and I enjoy it way better than the ZVE1 or than my Nikon Z6 III or of my Nikon ZR that is coming soon. I know that I'll be enjoying the colors of the Fuji more, but you know, at a certain point, it's about the joy of recording, the joy of making photos, rather than just zooming in and, you know, pixel peeping every single image, every single frame. By the way, who will go stop your video or pause it on YouTube, basically, because I'm recording these videos for YouTube, and zoom in 300, 400% to check a detail in the background or a detail on your face? Just let me know. If you are from that kind of persons, I would like to see that in the comments, so we can have a discussion, a fair discussion in the comment section. Okay, so I gave you my thought about that pixel peeping thing, but don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong about it. Because in photography, I would like to pixel peep. When I'm making photos for clients, I would like to zoom in a lot in order to make my masks very well, in order to make my selection, and in order to apply my edits, whether portraits. Imagine you are like making a contour around the eye. You have to go deep in the image, maybe more than 300 or 400% to get that. But yeah, that's in photography, because you have time to spend on one single photo. But in a video, once again, for me, it is a complete nonsense. Add to that, lots of people, including myself, I'm using black mist filters on all my cameras for videos. That will soften a little bit the background light, that will soften a little bit the skin, you know. And by the way, just to let you know that these black mist filters that I have are from F Concept, and if you use the link down below with Ken Faith, you can get 20% discount. Ken Faith is the official seller of these F Concept products, and they are sponsoring this video, just to let you know. So once again, we are using these black mist filters not only here in my setup in my YouTube studio for my videos, but a huge amount of creators are using that. Even on action cameras, we are like now throwing mist filters on, even on the Osmo Pocket 3, even on drones now, because these cameras, they tend to give us like a very sharp image, and this is somehow very digital image in my opinion. This is the main issue of the GoPros in my opinion. Once again, the image is so sharp. Even when you take the sharpness to the lowest value, it's extremely sharp in my opinion. So if I'd like to use the GoPro, I would put, of course, a mist filter. Maybe here I'm using quarter strength, but I would pick maybe a little bit more powerful mist filter there. So once again, it depends on how you are shooting and what are your preferences, what do you like the most for your videos, to have something consistent. I know that I'm not consistent in my lighting, because sometimes I record here, sometimes I record upstairs, sometimes outdoors in the cars. But even when I'm recording upstairs, I use black mist filter to soften a little bit the image. That will help me remove one step from the post-processing, which is reducing a little bit the sharpness. I don't know if everything I'm saying here has sense for you, but yeah, for me, this has huge sense when it comes to pixel peeping into the videos, and more specifically into these tiny little cameras here. By the way, you might say why you are using this Holyland Lark Max 2 instead of the Comica VM40 or the other microphones that I have. Well, to be honest, I have a huge amount of microphones, and this one here, the Holyland Lark Max 2, gave me great audio experience. So my voice sounds better on this microphone, on Holyland microphones, compared to DJI, compared to the other brands as well. here in my studio. More specifically, I use the Comica VM40 when I'm making some kind of solo podcast, if I can say that, but I need to make more acoustic installation here in my studio space so I can use it in a better way. But for now, this one is really perfect, at least for me, so just bear with me. I'm using this one here. I know that I have to figure out something that pops here that is out of the frame just in my old studio back in the other apartment. That's coming very soon, maybe just after Christmas. But for now, I have this one here, so bear with me with this black thing on my shirt. Anyway, let's come back to our main topic for this video. We cannot cross-compare things between two cameras, two brands. In the past, I made a comparison for the ISO levels on the Sony and on the Fuji. And I noticed back then that the ISO 100 on the Sony is somehow equivalent to the ISO 160 on the Fuji. Two different numbers, but the same exact results. I was using the same exact lens, the 16mm 1.4 from Sigma. I had the same exact lighting. It was in my old studio. You can go watch that video. So for me, these numbers, okay, when you put the sharpness on this camera to medium, and when you put the sharpness on this camera or the texture to -1, -2 or 0, these are two different scales. You know, you cannot have the exact same values here applied here, because two different algorithms, two different processing, two different scales on the cameras. Even the ISO levels, I believe they are not the same on the cameras. Even if you put it 100 here and 100 there, it is not the same. The only thing that is physically or like scientifically basically correct is the aperture, because it is based on the lens, on, you know, all these physical elements. But other than that, when a camera say that this one is an ISO 100, this one is ISO 160, and I tried that myself comparing the Fuji and the Sony back then, and yeah, I was surprised. Exactly, I was surprised, because I thought that 160 ISO on the Sony should be equivalent to 160 on the Fuji, but that was wrong, you know. And this is why I can honestly tell you that you cannot cross-compare settings. This cannot be true, you know. Here you have a texture -2 to +2 with an increment of 1, while here you have low, medium, and high for the sharpness. It is not the same at all. Even if you put it medium, that does not mean that it is equivalent to texture 0 on this camera. So once again, everything I said in this video leads to the idea of these cameras are made to be used for fun, to create nice content, to enjoy creating content, to enjoy creating videos and photos outside, to enjoy playing with our kids, with our friends, with the families, with the people around with these cameras, without thinking and overthinking about the settings, about the pixel peeping, about the 300 and 400% zoom on these cameras. You know, this is not logical at all. If you grab one of these, the first thing you have to do is to unbox it, to charge the battery, to update the firmware, and to go have fun. And this is basically what these cameras are about. I know I make lots of comparisons because lots of people are interested in the image quality, in the light, in the colors, which one performs better. And mostly people are interested in our user experience with these cameras as creators and somehow influencers, because we are influencing people to buy this or that or that or this, you know, based on our own user experience. And that might differ. I might like things on this one that some others might not. I might like this things on this one and some others might not, and that's totally fair. We cannot compete. We cannot like make a war between us just because of preferences. You know what I mean? The next time someone's tell you that pause this video, go zoom at 400% and check that noise, check that artifact, or check that thing or that other stuff, think that real viewers of your content are those who are enjoying watching your video as it is, you know, who are enjoying watching your story, enjoying to watch your travels, your trips, your activities, your adventures, your daily life, you know, without going to pixel peep every single frame. Imagine if you are shooting in 25 frames per second for many seconds. Imagine how many frames you have, and it's really impossible to pause and to pixel peep and to see these things. This is a complete nonsense, and I don't know why this idea is very popular now. Everyone is saying pixel peep on this, it is better than that. But once again, and once for all, it's not about that. These cameras are made to be used to have fun. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Enjoy shooting. Enjoy your time with these cameras. Ciao for now.